Hey fam, welcome back to Tari's Lifestyle and Vlog, and thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's video, we're talking about the benefits of having an indefinite leave to remain in the UK, which is an ILR. But before I go on, my name is Tari, and on this channel, we'll talk about UK visas and immigration. We'll talk about life in the UK, how to travel safely to the UK, and how to navigate through life as an immigrant living in the UK. If this sounds like something you're interested in, then please subscribe, turn on your bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my videos going forward. To my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so like I said before, today we're talking about the benefits of the indefinite leave to remain in the UK. And as you are aware, the UK government recently released a white paper that talks about changes that are due to come into effect. So they've proposed some changes, and one of the changes is to extend the requirements for having an indefinite leave to remain from 5 years for those that come to the UK on a skilled worker visa to 10 years. Okay, and this is the reason why I am coming to talk about the benefits of having an indefinite leave to remain. I made a video about this, which I'll link up here for you so you can have a look if you're interested. I talk about this indefinite leave to remain and other changes that the UK government have proposed. What is the indefinite leave to remain? What benefits do you have if you actually have an indefinite leave to remain in the UK? So the indefinite leave to remain is a status, an immigration status in the UK, which gives you the right to stay and work in the UK without any time limit. So you know that if you're in the UK on a visa, sometimes you get a limited leave to remain. That limits you to a certain period of time. So you can have a visa that will last you for 1 year, 2 years, 2.5 years. However, when it comes to an indefinite leave to remain, you don't have that limit to your time. So when you have 1 year or 2 years in your visa, it means that you have to keep extending. However, with indefinite leave to remain, one of the benefits is that your time is not limited in the UK and you don't need to extend your visa. And you know that when you're extending your visa, you're applying for to extend your visa, it actually costs a lot of money. So you have to pay the application fee, you have to pay IHS fees, immigration health subcharge, you have to fill in the application, you have to go for your biometrics and all of that. So with indefinite leave to remain, you do not need all of that anymore. So it makes life a lot easier for you as an immigrant. So no more visa application, extension, and no time limit. It also gives you the right to work in the UK without restriction. There are some jobs in the UK that you want to apply for and you might not be able to get it because your visa might be limited to maybe 6 months, 3 months, or 1 month. You won't be able to get that job. They expect you to have a longer length of time in your visa before they can give you the job. So with an indefinite leave to remain, you don't have restrictions at all. You can apply for any job you want, okay, and hopefully you'll be able to get the job. It also gives you the right to study in the UK without restriction. For the same reason, you can study in the UK without restriction if you have an indefinite leave to remain. The indefinite leave to remain is your permanent residence in the UK. So your permanent status in the UK, which means it leads to settlement, okay? So it's your path to settlement in the UK. It also gives you the right to access public funds in the UK. So you can access some public funds like pensions, benefits, maybe housing benefits, and all of that. So some other benefits that you normally would not get if you have a limited time to stay in the UK. If you have limited time to stay in the UK on your visa, you will see they will write no recourse to public fund, which means you can't access any sort of fund at all. But when you have a permanent residence and indefinite leave to remain, it means that you can actually access those funds without any restrictions at all. You have a right to access the NHS, which is the healthcare service, without restriction, without having to pay for it, because as an immigrant, if you have a limited time to stay in the UK, when you renew your visa, you have to pay IHS fees and all of that, which means you're actually paying for the health service that you might receive. And sometimes you don't even go to the hospital throughout your stay in the UK, throughout the length of your leave, however, of your visa. However, you still pay the IHS fees. When you have a permanent residence and indefinite leave to remain, you don't need to pay any of that anymore. You're free to access the NHS. You're free to access health service at any point in time at all. So another benefit is that you will be able to sponsor a family member if you have an indefinite leave to remain. So an indefinite leave to remain gives you the right, gives you the opportunity to actually sponsor a family member who will come to the UK to join you. If you have a limited time to stay in the UK and you have someone come to the UK to join you, their right to stay will be limited to your right to stay. However, with the indefinite leave to remain, that's not the case. When your family member comes to the UK on a family visa, the first thing they'll get is like 2.5 years or thereabout, depending on what visa category that you're applying for. Once they've got that, then the next thing, they can extend it, and after that they can get their permanent residence. Okay, so it gives you the right to sponsor a family member on like the limited leave to remain, which they will come under dependent, but this comes under family and visa. Okay, and the final one I'm going to talk about is a path to citizenship. So you have an indefinite leave to remain, which gives you permanent residence to stay in the UK, and the next thing is your citizenship, which is everyone's goal. So everyone that wants to come to the UK to stay, what you want is to have a British citizenship so that you have all the rights, all the benefits that anyone in the UK that is a citizen can get. So that's the one of the major benefits, and it gives you the right to a British passport. So once you have your indefinite leave to remain, you need to have it for 1 year, which is 12 months. After 12 months, you apply for your British citizenship. Once you apply for your British citizenship, you go for, they would approve it. Hopefully, once it's approved, you go for your citizenship ceremony, and then you get your passport, apply for your British passport, and then you can travel to, I think, 180 countries or 185 countries. I'm not sure. I'll check and put the information on the screen. But you have the right to travel to so many countries without any restriction, without having to apply for a visa and all of that. Okay, so these are just some of the benefits of having an indefinite leave to remain. I thought I would share with you today, following the white paper that was released and the changes that the UK government have announced. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video.